Let's just see who you got. Zen Bat, Double Barrier, Sim Hanzo. Okay.
Got you good as new. Greetings.
Oh, the Sim went Ash. That makes a lot more sense. Okay.
Activating the barrier.
See, they immediately cross to this bridge. Since this is 4100, I imagine there isn't going to be tons to talk about. It's probably going to be little things here and there, so let's watch and see what I see. I just want to... No one died this entire fight. Look at how well everyone played this. Like, Team 2 takes the better positioning. Team 1 tried to wrap around. Sometimes that can work, especially if you catch somebody out making the rotation late. But because they sim TP'd out, they were able to make it to the bridge before this team could make that rotation, even though they had the Lucio. So they're just like, fuck it. They give up the point, and they come back here so they can take a better fight rather than one that they just know they'll lose if they try to force it.
The objective is now
I am taking the objective.
Unlucky. That just looks like awareness. And also, like, you're peeking the right side and somebody could peek out there. So you didn't quite notice, or if you did, you noticed a little too late, but, like, right here, and that can't possibly happen. And that's kind of where you were, and you just sort of backed up into it. Unlucky, but a thing to really pay attention to is all of the sight lines on you, and how can you block them. So standing right here blocks that sight line that you died from, and it also blocks this sight line. Think about those things. It doesn't block behind you. Could anyone on the enemy team get to behind you? Probably not. So you're probably good. And this lets you, you know, peek that doorway like you're doing. Here, lets you peek that doorway without seeing this. I'm saying this mostly for chat. Nat boy, you get this. You probably watched that and you were like, no, I know exactly what I did wrong. So that was more for chat's benefit. Like, 4100 player, I feel like that was a mistake rather than a I didn't know any better. But that's what GM is. Finding every mistake.
Hello.
Oh, the enemy crossed through here. They didn't even see you. I would be charge up the right. You're just not even bothering with the Kree. Now you're taking that duel. Yeah, let's talk about this a little bit, because, again, we're talking optimizations here. So, you come around, you charge with the right click. You didn't see the Kree at first, so you go for a squishy that you can kill. It looked like you aimed for the Zen. I would have tried to kill the Bap right here, if you can. Oh, maybe you did. Maybe you were leading it over. But as soon as you see this Kree, you still keep shooting here. And Lamp has gone out. Okay. Oh, maybe you don't. You just back out. But instead of this, you get your orbs out and you kill this Kree. Because this Kree is the one who can fuck up everything. He is all alone in this amazing position, just shooting down onto the point into your team while they're busy brawling. If you kill this Kree, it's a great play. And you just sort of tunnel vision onto the point a little bit. And then here, rather than charge or right click and try to one-shot him, you cross open space completely. And like, you get out. Good job. And now you're doing the right clicks, but you have to back way out because of it. Your team dies, shit happens. Like, that's rough. What you needed to do there was just recognize that the Kree was there. Get your right click, charge your right click, and kill him. And that's your carry play. And then you start shooting down onto this point. You got your orbs out, kill him, carry.
A temporary
Just hit every shot and become GM. Easy. Pretty much. Oh yeah, Non-Toxic, I had a question. Would you rather a McCree with mediocre aim but good movement, or a McCree with amazing aim but needs to stay still? You always ask the weirdest questions, dude. I have no idea. Living but doing nothing is the same as dying and doing nothing. Living or dying and doing everything will carry. So like, it's dependent entirely on that exact moment. Is he doing enough to win the fight? Yes or no? That's what I want. Like, if what you're really asking is movement or accuracy more important, it depends entirely on the hero. Some heroes, your movement is very meaningful and important. Some heroes, your movement actually doesn't really, like your ADing doesn't actually do a ton. And you should still be doing it, but like, you need to hit your shots more. Depending. Everything in this game is situational. It's so much better to just understand how everything works, how each hero wants to play, and how they interact with each other, than to like have some kind of hard and fast rule involving any stat whatsoever. Not a single stat in this game actually matters. Winning the fight matters. Cool. Something else I want to point out is whenever Natboy is approaching a corner that he hasn't seen around yet, or is at risk of getting one shot, he charges the right click. When he can see enemies in front of him and none of them can one-shot him, he just shoots them because it's almost twice as much DPS. And now you're cut off because you pushed that, and then you got your transports out. Yeah. Here, let's back up a little bit and see where else we could have been, because you got, like, that sucks. This is all good. It's all fine. You cross out this way, probably to create a cross angle with your team shooting. And that's really good. And then does some real damage. You see this. As soon as you see this, though, you're kind of boned. You know you're cut off. And you have a choice of push him, try to kill him, hide from him and hope your team comes peel him, or what I would do in this instance, which is cross this open space. Normally you don't want to do that, but no one here can one-shot you really. Like, you're just, like, they're all behind that, and you get the shield within just a few feet. And also the Mega if you really need it, and your Ana right next to you if you need help. Not Ana, oh my god. Ashe. But your Bap's right there. Yeah, I would have probably crossed here rather than try to tunnel vision on this guy. And if you're going to tunnel vision on him, you got to commit, and you have to get the kill. You cancel it, and then you peek without it charged. You peek with it charged, and maybe you kill him. So that was just kind of a misplay there. And, like, either recognize it's a misplay and correct it sooner, or recognize it's a misplay and commit on it and try to make it work anyway. Pushing Hanzo around corner without Discord is probably not the best move. I mean, if you have a full volley charged when you peek, you can one-shot it. It's risky for sure, but like if you're feeling your aim, like you can choose to take that. But you can't peek it without the volley already charged. Like, once you canceled that charge, you weren't peeking that anymore. Good job. This angle's kind of nasty. Yep. Okay. Ball those ball things.
Adversity is an opportunity for what is that melody?
Dang.
Score 1-0.
Hanzo will Sonic, I would say 10% success rate with volley. Sonic is a thing you can listen for. Entirely plausible I missed it, but I didn't hear his Sonic arrow when the Zen was approaching. That's a thing to listen for. If you hear the Sonic, absolutely do not peek it, because, yeah, he's just gonna doink you the second you come around the corner. If he doesn't have the Sonic, it depends on your skill, the Hanzo's skill. Like, personally, I wouldn't peek that, because I know that my skill on Zen is not comparable to the Hanzo's at my rank, typically. So, but like Natboy, you know your own abilities. You can make that choice, but it needs to be a choice, and if so, you need to, like, go all the way. Like, come hell or high water, like, you're here now. You gotta get the pick, or you're just losing your ult for nothing. And then you didn't have tranks for that last fight. Unlucky. Oh, right, scrim mode. Oh, and now we're on Ana. Cool. And your BAP went to Brig. Unlucky. Okay, bad sleep though. We don't really have anyone that can dive you besides the D.Va. They're not going to have ults yet, so it's not like you need to save your sleep for something. But don't yeet both abilities in the hopes of getting, like, something lucky off. You can yeet one because no one's going to dive you, but just one. You got your nade back now, but, like, you still have 5 seconds on your nade. Try, like, it's not the worst, again, but it's still kind of a lot. And something to watch out for is just, like, yeeting both your abilities on low success rate plays. That one was better because you were about to have your nade back. And then, like, you eat the nade out, you don't have your sleep, but no one's going to come for you, whatever. You yeet it out just as you get the nade. Cool. This is a lot better. But now you have both abilities on cooldown just as your team is getting here. Cool. Actually, that was fine. You get them back before they actually start pushing. I take it back. It was just that one sleep that I think was an unnecessary waste. The rest of that was all fine. Cool. Yeah, I love that you're playing left stairs here.
Out of my way.
Looking for a talent.
You're going to be okay.
Yeah, excellent. Locking up to heal your monkey. I don't know that that was necessary, but maybe you wanted to, like, try to land an anti or a sleep like you just did. But, like, this is risky. Now you're low health and you're still hanging out up here.
I have your back.
So that was a good ante, but it was just like a second early. You really want to wait until your team is committed just a little bit harder on this. We're talking like 1 or 2 seconds, not like a lot. Who did you get? You just got the D.Va. And I would also be a little bit worried about the D.Va anteing this. But if you wait, like, this Rhine is now hacked. These guys are coming around. You wait for them to touch point or, like, this open space here so they don't have the cover of this pillar. As they're crossing this open space, that's when you land the ante. Look for them to rotate. As they're rotating through open space, you land your ante on them. If you were just going for an early ante for ult charge, like, that's fine, but then this wasn't early enough. So this was either too early or too late, depending on what your intentions were with it.
Get to cover.
But like right now, boom. That would have been fat. Right here, oh, D.Va eats it. Unfortunate, but like... Another thing to think about.
She'll be fine.
Like I said, you don't really need to save your abilities to save your ass. Generally. Like, they don't have divers that are going to be coming for you hard that you need to have your abilities for. D.Va has DM. You see a fat anti-opportunity like that, and you don't know if she has it off cooldown. Either quick melee into her face to bait it out, or just straight up shoot your sleep at her to bait it out, and then throw the nade after. Depending on the D.Va, quick melee may or may not work. It does save your sleep if it does, but like, that anti would have been so fat, I think it would have been worth losing your sleep to then land it, to like baiting out the DM.
You're powered up. Get in there. I need healing.
Hey there.
I have your back.
You know what? That nano was fine. I like that nano. You guys are up
You're powered
1,
up. Get in there.
and she's about to die, which means, or she could die, and you got other people that are low that you want to heal up to. And if your Sombra dies, it makes this an even fight. You don't want an even fight. You want to maintain your advantage. So now, instead of having an even fight, you're up 1 with a superpowered hero. So this went from potentially losable to a guaranteed win with that nano. Great job.
I need healing.
Yeah.
Hey there.
Like, in a vacuum, people might think, I'm going to nano my Winston, or I'm going to nano my Doomfist. And those are, in a vacuum, better nano targets. But in that particular moment, the play was to save somebody's ass with your nano. Just nade yourself. Do it early so you get it back.
Take your medicine.
Like, Lucio already has his ult. You actually get ult charge from your self-heal. Like, you're fine now, but you would have had your nade back anyway, plus a little bit of extra ult charge from it. Nice, that was fat. Got a little bit too close there. Rather than wander onto the point, come up onto here and play the elephant, because you can, like, do that and drop wherever you need to. Or glue yourself to this. So, like, respawn's coming back, can't get you, no one on the point can get you, and you can peek as much as you want. Those are, I think, the two options. Coming onto the point just gets you killed. I think you guys win this anyway. But cool. You guys want to see the rollout? No sim, just Lucio.
Teleporter online.
Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sim and then Lucio. Cool. Again, pick one to yeet and make sure that the other is going to land and get guaranteed value. Don't just yeet them both and hope for the best. Even early like this, you can absolutely yeet the one. Nice sleep. Good kill. Nade yourself. You really need to start nading yourself. You need to react way faster with this, because then you get your nade back and can still use it. You're spending a lot of time, half health or less, when you will not need your nade for a while. If you want to give that ult charge to your support, cool, and maybe that was your choice then, but like, you've done this before while Lucio already had beat, so that's clearly not it always. Hard scoped. That Mei could headshot you and kill you. If anyone on the enemy team can easily one-shot you, you really want to nade yourself. Or avoid peeking them entirely. Usually I say a body shot, but Mei landing a headshot into you is pretty easy, especially for a GM Mei. Cool. Is this EU or NA scrims? You know, I don't know, actually. I main Ana, but I don't really get to play her too because Lucio is mainly needed in scrims. Ooh, that was a fat ante. Good kill. Yeah. Made that. Yeah. Boom. Good job. Second it comes off cooldown. I think you missed your diva, but you were clearly going for it, so.
Keep out of my way.
That's the part I care about. Good nade. Oh, that beat. Good sleep. Nano him, nano him.
Get to you.
Oh, never mind. In hindsight, good that you saved that nano. That was a bad call on my part. I wasn't watching the kill feed. I was too busy tunneling on you, and I missed how many people had died. So, good awareness. That's actually one of the things I'm working on myself, is sometimes I miss the kill feed and ult to save somebody when it was just unnecessary. Oh, nice ante. I love this position. You're super safe. You have great sight lines and options. Yep. I would worry about being on the right side because respawns. Good, good, good.
Watching your back.
Cool. Yeah. Just tiny things to change about this. Like, all of that was done very well. But, like, you're hanging out on this side. And I get why. Like, this is where they were. But this makes me so nervous because I'm worried about respawns and you don't have a safe place to drop. Versus being on this side. And, like, maybe you're in comms yelling, monkey play... play back beside a point, whatever. This just lets you drop here, play this, if you have to. Legitimately might not have been an option for you in that moment, but, like, that's where my head is at here. Like, this makes me nervous. This feels so much safer, just that few feet over to the side. Pathetic. I never knew Natboy was in the same org as I'm in.
Hey.
Huh. Oh, you know Nat plays Winston? Are you sure it's the same Natboy? Maybe. Yep. It's just clean up, so by all means eat your abilities out then. That's a great time to eat them both out. Literally, who cares? Cool. That's a lot of risk. You cannot be making risky plays right now. If you die early, they will win this game. They're at 99%. They just need to win one fight, and you walking all the way out there into their spawn like that can give it to them for free. It's just such an unnecessary risk. You don't get really punished for it. Like, 127 health. But you very much could have.
Going to be okay.
Focus fire is good. That Mei hits the headshot at the same time the Kree, the Bap, and the Lucio are all shooting you. Like, you just evaporate. It doesn't even take all 4 of them shooting you. It takes like 2 of them shooting you when you die. Too early on the nade. Now is when you want the nade.
Get
for
back
this
in
last
the
fight here on the point. Boom. Oh, right. It's a scrim, so we don't actually know how it ends. You say you won. But here, again,
Get back in the fight.
you peek here, you drop the nade behind the shield, right here. These three are antied. Boom. You did get your nade, like, the early nade I said, you did get it back, but, like, 1 or 2 seconds after I probably would have wanted to nade them. I mean, we're splitting hairs here. Like, I get that it's not the biggest thing, but you're GM. It's all these little things that matter.
The pain.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I mean, like, you know what to do, clearly, and it's like a little bit, it's like little things here and there. Be a little bit more cautious about yeeting out both abilities at the same time. Most of the time you were doing it, it was fine. It really was. So, like, clearly you're thinking about it, but there's like a couple of times. Zen, if you're going to go for a play on Zen, you got to commit to it. You can't just get caught out in the middle. Pay attention to what other sightlines enemies might surprise you from and try to just block that LOS as much as you can. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if there was anything specific. I think that was most of it. It's like little things here and there. Hopefully that's helpful. If you have any questions, if you ever want to submit another VOD, like, by all means, I would love to see another VOD.